Hey everyone and welcome. In anticipation for the Letterneck Simulations release of the AJS-37 Viggen module, I got an idea from a forum post on the Eagle Dynamics forum for a bit of training using Swedish Air Force tactics and using the Mirage 2000C module to do that. And as you can see on the map here, I prepared a short mission that simulates the tactics used by the Swedish Air Force during the Cold War with the AJS-37 Viggen. I have placed some anti-air defenses and a nice big fat target of vehicles that we're going to strike using rocket pods. And as we get started here, I am going to talk a little bit about exactly what those tactics entails and why I chose the Mirage as my training platform from these tactics. First off, the tactics was used specifically with the AJS-37 Viggen during the Cold War. And the tactics are as follows. You fly in really low treetop level and commence an attack, usually with rocket pods or bombs. And in the later stages, as technology developed, the AJS-37 was also capable of using the AMG Maverick missile as well. But anyway, you fly near supersonic speeds at treetop level using a waypoint navigation system, and in the case of the Viggen you used a ground radar to be able to navigate safely. Now we don't have a ground radar on the Mirage, but we do have a radar altimeter and a pretty advanced heads-up display that will balance things out, I think, and make them as close as possible. There's actually records of Viggen fighters tearing down telephone poles or telephone cords or wires stuck to poles, and also blowing tiles out of roof, killing farm animals because of the low-level high-speed flying, and was very criticized by the civilian population because of the very aggressive nature of these types of flights. And these types of tactics are extremely difficult and required at the time an extremely advanced computer, radar and heads-up display employed in the Viggen for a single pilot to be able to conduct these types of operations. The purpose of flying so low is of course to avoid enemy radar and to decrease the chance of being spotted by basically anything. The Viggen also had an elaborate camouflage paint scheme, making it very difficult to spot from altitude. The reason I chose the Mirage as the platform for this training is because it shares a lot of both aesthetic visual features, design and capabilities of the Viggen fighter. The other full fidelity modules available in DCS 10 that can simulate these types of tactics are the A10C and the MiG-21 BIS, but the A10C's performance envelope is completely different from that of the Viggen, and the MiG-21 BIS is too quaint, not technologically advanced enough to carry out these type of low-level flights safely. Whereas the Mirage 2000C shares a lot of similarities with the Viggen's capabilities, including its performance envelope, a single-engine delta wing fighter. It carries the rocket pods, has a waypoint navigation system, and uses a type of inertial navigation system. The Viggen used a combination of inertial navigation and radar mapping, and the navigation system was specifically designed to work with the Swedish coastal lines. And as we got up here in the air, we are soon going to commence some low-level flying. Anyway, I think the Mirage 2000C is the closest thing we have to the Viggen as of this moment, and its payload capabilities are also very similar in terms of bombs and rocket pods. Of course, the biggest difference between the Mirage and Viggen is that the Mirage is a relaxed static stability fly-by-wire fighter, whereas the Viggen is not. This gives the Mirage an advantage in terms of maneuverability and ease of flying. as we reach our first waypoint, we are going to drop down altitude, and at first I'm dropping down altitude very slowly to make sure I can level out the aircraft just fine. And once I've done that, I'm going to accelerate to near supersonic speeds. I think the average speed I was flying when approaching the target was around Mach 0.9, 0.95, around that speed. So considering the altitude, that's very, very fast. And here you can see me flying very low and very fast. And the reason why I'm commenting over this instead of the usual way when I comment as I'm flying is because this was extremely difficult and required my full concentration and attention to be just not crash into the ground. As I was flying very close here, I was locked up by the air defense radar and launched some chaff to just in case, but I don't think I was launched upon. I think I'm too low and too fast for it to be able to launch missiles at me. And as we approach our target area, I'm soon going to rise up very quickly, locate my target using the navigation systems, and launch all my rockets in a single volley, and then get the hell out of there as fast as I can. As you see here, I climb quickly and angle up towards the target. And as you can see up in the left corner, I locate my target using the HUD and the waypoint there, and right in, behind the waypoint I have a target, and I unleash my rockets. And I don't stick around to do another run or anything like that. It's a single hit and then get the hell out of their tactics. Usually this tactics was employed in either 2-ship or a 4-ship formation. You actually had 4 Viggens flying almost supersonic in close formation at treetop level, and this resulted in a lot of accidents and hull losses for the Swedish Air Force during the Cold War because of its extremely difficult tactics. And here we see me finishing up the mission by a very bumpy landing, or a bouncy landing. I'm still not very good at landing the Mirage, and I think I was a little bit overweight to effectively land it safely, but well, I managed to put her down eventually and tax in to runway. So it's a quick little mission, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon.